In this video, we are going to use Copilot for Microsoft 365 to undertake some legal contract review work. So we're going to use Microsoft 365 here to have a look at two different contract documents. On the left-hand side, I have a standard framework agreement. This is our Sicilian framework agreement document. And on the right-hand side is a modified contract. So this is a contract with another customer that we've had to modify. So we can obviously do this manually. That's what happens today. We track these things in spreadsheets, or we can have a look at using Microsoft 365 Copilot to do this for us. So in order to do that, we need to run a prompt. So we need to create a document, we need to run a prompt, and we need to ask Copilot what it is that we want to do. So we're going to have a look at how we might do that today. So in order to review the contract, I've got some questions which the legal team would be asked to go through whenever reviewing a contract. So these are the questions that we're going to ask Copilot to comb through the new contract to review for us. Okay, so we've now gone into Microsoft Word and we've clicked on the Copilot button that pops up on a new document. And this is the prompt we're going to use. Now, this has taken me a little bit of time to get right. This wasn't the first prompt that I wrote. I've given it a couple of reference documents. So at the very top, I've called these, think of these like variable names. I've given it the contract, so this is our standard contract. I've also given it the supplier contract that I'm going to modify. This is the contract that I have manually modified so I can check to see how it actually performed. And then we have the review form, which is the questions that I showed you just a minute ago. I've then been quite particular about the prompt that I've used. So I've given it a goal, I've told it it's a legal clerk, I've told it what it's going to be doing and how I want it to present the result, and I've given it the aim of the task. I'm then asking it to look at the supplier contract questions as well and to review those as part of the result. So this is what I'm asking Copilot to do. I've given it the reference files. We're going to click go and we're going to see how this runs. Okay, so here we go. So it's reading over our files, it's looking through the information, it's going to start generating our output, hopefully. Here we go, you can see at the top there it's actually protected the document. It's looked at the two different files and seen that they're protected, and it's applied the same protection. Now this is doing it slightly different to how I thought it would do. It's given me an introduction, it's given me a summary of the contracts, which is interesting. But let's let it play out, see how it does. And here we go, it's now starting to pull out the contract summary. So you can see the difference in the contract terms there. It's also telling me where there's a difference. I can see in this bit here there's a difference in the liability amounts, and it's clearly stated that between the two contracts. You can see here there's some difference in termination clauses here, 45 days versus 30. It's also found some non-compete and non-soliciting clauses in there. It's also identified some changes in payment terms, and that's quite nice. I quite like the way it's done that on the right hand side. So even though I've told it what to do, it's still kind of got this personality, if you like, where it determines the best way of doing those things. And you will find if you run exactly the same script multiple times, you may get a slightly different output. Hopefully the result will be the same, but it may put it in a slightly different format for you. But I'm pretty pleased with that. And then there we go, at the end it is writing a summary of the key differences. So it's grouping all of that stuff together and writing me almost, I guess, a bit of an executive summary of what the key differences are in the contract that it's found. And that's pretty good. So it's finished the piece of work for me. It gives me the option here. I could ask a different question, ask it to do something different, or I can just choose to keep it. If I don't like it, I can click on the regenerate button, which is just next to the recycle bin or the trash can, and it will regenerate that same request. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.